This video is designed to show you how to view and interpret data within Khan Academy. It is important to understand that the only way you have access to data is to be set up as a coach and currently coaching students in Khan Academy. The first step to viewing data would be to log on to Khan Academy by putting in your username and password. Once you have logged into Khan Academy, it will take you to the home page. You'll need to click where it says Coach. Now whenever you click where it says Coach, it will automatically take you to the screen that we want to look at in this video. The first thing we want to do is we want to filter this by exercises, because if not, you can see there are many exercises that will become a little distracting that our students may not have anything to do with. So we want to filter this by exercise, and I want to just look at the topic of fractions. Okay, so I can do it by exercises or by a general topic. I'm going to do it by a topic of fractions. And you may want to do this if you're going through fractions in your math chapter or fractions within your intervention group. Okay, you may just want to put that topic in there so you can view all the different exercises students are working on. Now there's a couple different options and a couple different things that we want to take a look at before we start looking at the data. Now you can sort this by not only the topic of fractions, but let's say I just want to look at exercises that students are struggling with. So I will just simply click struggling, and that will eliminate any exercise that all students have become proficient on. So that will help me see that all of these exercises I have students struggling with currently. Now, before we click on these different sections, they are color coded for a certain reason. Anything that's light blue, that would be light blue, for example, within this exercise, there's a light blue in the number 4. That means I have 4 students that have started this exercise and they're not either struggling or proficient, but they have just started. There's not enough data yet to categorize them at all. Now the darker blue means that they're proficient. So within this exercise, I have a dark blue bar and there's a 21 there. That means I have 21 students that are proficient within this exercise. The orange looking color means review. That means they're beyond proficient. Okay, and they're just reviewing the topic. So within this exercise I have 19 students that are reviewing the topic. Then anything that's red represents struggling. For example, in this exercise I have 14 struggling students. Now not only does it show you those numbers, but you can actually click on this section and it shows you the students that are struggling, the students that have not started, that have started proficient, and the review students. In other words, they've become proficient at this task and they're just reviewing. You also have the option to click on the actual student, and what this will do, this will show you some detailed information about the exercise they are currently working on. It'll show you the last 10. I can see that this student had 70% correct out of their last 10. Progress, they have 20% of their goal completed, and the longest streak is 4. In other words, that's the most that they scored correctly without getting anything incorrect. Now, if I want to look at the data even deeper, what I can do is click on a red bar or a blue bar. Now the red bar means that they did get that problem incorrect. The blue bar means they got the problem correct. Anything where there's a question mark means the student had to use a hint in order to get the problem correct. Now you can also click on the actual bar and it will take you to the page that will show you an actual progression of the student and what they did to work the problem out. So I can see within this progression that the student started, it took this student 365 seconds in order to come up with the answer of 64 over 60. Now 64 over 60 is actually a correct answer, and what this will do, this will help you really pinpoint a student's problem with the specific exercise versus just saying that this student needs help with adding fractions. Now what the student did, I can see 59 seconds. Their next step, they wrote the answer as 1 and 40/60ths, which is actually a correct answer, but it's not reduced. 64/60 was a correct answer, but it's simplified at all. So 1 and 40/60ths was a correct answer. You can see 3,687 seconds later, there was another answer, 1 and 56/4, which is incorrect. The student's kind of getting off track. 12 seconds later, 1:56:20, getting really off track there. You can see that they kind of got off track. Now what you can do with this student, instead of just going over adding fractions completely, you can see that this student just needs help reducing fractions into simplest terms. So this will help you pinpoint the issue versus just looking at the whole picture of working on the student with adding fractions. This feature in Khan Academy is also helpful with trying to help students with their homework, because you can actually see the answers that they use, the time that was spent on each problem. So this is how you both view and interpret data within Khan Academy.